It's funny. I'm sitting here in the RV Oh, by the way, good morning. Hello. I hope everyone's doing fabulous today. I know I am. Not always, but I am. And, hold on, affirmations, saying not always. I always feel good. But we're just talking to you guys on like a real level here today. Not trying to do that today. We're just trying to just talk. So, not every day is okay. In general, most days are really, really nice. But, I've been walking through this RV and I'm just amazed at the things that we have done, tearing down walls and removing systems and putting in new systems and doing all this stuff. And it's just really amazing because, there's so many times that we think that we have nothing to do. We have nothing that we're able to do to make a change in our circumstances. We feel that there's nothing that is maybe, you feel that there's nothing that you can do other than just sit and wait this out. But there is. There are things that you can do when you feel like the world is crumbling around you and you're standing in the middle of it going, oh my God, what the hell? And can someone take this bag for me? It's really heavy. But, in those kind of moments, that's when you find yourself having to dig deep within you. And many times it's after a little bit of turmoil. You go through a little bit of deep rest. Some of you need to take a break. And that's good. That's okay because you got to give your mind time to process. If you're standing in the middle of a hurricane, unless, we have these multitasker people. I'm happen to be one of those people, but we try to take on too much. These multitaskers that we say that with, oh, we're so proud, we're multitasking. But hold on a minute, because that energy also has a tendency to take on too much at one time without completing things. So it's understanding the energy that you're able to work in and then seeing that you don't have to do it all. You don't have to complete it all right now. By all means, if you begin something, of course, finish it, because that's part of the growth process. That a great deal of things happen in life because you start them and we just don't get around to finishing them. No matter how many good intentions there are, that wall is still half up. And you've covered it up with a beautiful drape now to make sure nobody knows it's half up. But it's still hanging out there waiting for you to be done, and your mind knows it. Your mind knows what needs to be done. And that physical mind, that conscious mind saying, okay, we got to get this done. And that's even subconscious too, because that subconscious mind has now heard the conscious mind say, oh, I must get this done. So what does it do? It takes it over here off of this shelf of I'm going to do, and it puts it into this other shelf over here where now it's becoming I have to do it. You got to do it. You must do it. And you feel pushed. So in these moments like this, it's really good to take a step back, sit down, gather your center, remove the pushes, quiet the mind, breathe in, breathe out. The storm will pass. Everything will settle down. It will all balance up. By all means, though, if you have to go pay a bill, go pay the bill. That clears it from your mind. Then you're no longer worried about paying the bill. It's like getting up in the morning and your dogs are howling at you. Do you let them out right away or do you let them howl knowing what they're going to do? So, it's about making conscious decisions, but also understanding that the monkey mind will try to drive you every which way but loose. That was a great movie, guys. If you're from my era, you know this movie. Any which way you can. It's great. Monkey Man, he was the smartest guy in the room. But he had a lot going on. Anybody can resonate with that. You know what I'm talking about. Boy, he was full of himself. But anyway, it's about settling that monkey mind, being able to come to center, come to ground, pull it all in, breathe out, get out a piece of paper, start prioritizing. if that's what you need to do. That's an old Gen X thing, man. And people, we taught that to our kids, and we taught that to our grandkids, and we teach that to a little bit of everybody. Get a list, write down what you must do and what you don't have to put too much thought into. But the way I label this list is what's for the goddess and what's for me. What's for the goddess and what's for me. What's for God and what's for me. So, and when I do it that way, it kind of, I say goddess, I say God. I mean, I don't choose my words. I choose the energy that I'm working in at the moment. So we'll talk about that a little later, because I'm going to pop on later, do the little Wiccan moment. Although I am not a Wiccan, it's more of a pagan moment. I guess I believe in God, and I also believe in the Great Mother and the Holy Lady, the Great Goddess. I believe in the duality of things. So when you hear me speak, I work in the energy of that which I need to work in at the moment. And that's another thing about when you're working in the house, it's also about working in the energy that you need to work in at the moment. So get your little list out and identify, well, I'm going to leave these over here. And actually, this is a little bit of manifesting too for you, because when you make these lists and you're putting one on one side and one on the other, it's not saying that you're ignoring the God or goddess side of the list. Those things that you're leaving up to, those are things you cannot, that you can't build, make, or find. So you can put that on the other side of the list. That we're going to leave that to the Lord and Lady. And then when you come over to your side of the list, put those things down that you know that you can accomplish. Get them all lined up, what you know that you can get done, what you need to get done immediately. And then on the other side, of course, you're going to put all those things that you need to find a way to get, you have to go get, and it takes some form of exchange that, may or may not be available to you, or things that you haven't been able to find, like gas tanks, oddball things that you've really been looking for, like this one particular thing. And we're not talking about materialistic stuff here so much, but it is. But this is stuff that is actually important to your life, to your well-being. And then you can also put some wants on there too, but those wants may change. We're talking about these fundamental things that you must have. And it'll be funny, because as you're working through the list of what you can do, what you can accomplish, you can find, you can go pick up, you can put together, you can create, you'll find as you're doing that, and the more joy that you're receiving from doing that the other list somehow gets done. Not that, I'm not going to say that, because I believe in magic. I believe in the magic that's within all of us, because I've seen it. I've seen money just need it. There it is. I've seen, just here we are getting ready to move the RV. We were looking for a spot. We just found this perfect spot. We presented this beautiful opportunity. The next day I get a phone call for another opportunity. Another one we've been looking at. So we got that little bit of are you sure you want this? Do you not want this? So we had to make a decision there. But what I'm saying is it always comes through. It's about knowing how to line that up, and also being in line with spirit and your higher self, your soulful self, being aligned with who you are in order to bring those manifestations that you desire in. Now, sometimes you might be bringing in a manifestation, or might be trying to get something done, and you might notice that other people are doing the same thing, but it's not happening for you. But they're doing it, but it's not happening for you. But you're manifesting it, you're working on it, but it's not happening for you. It's happening for them. You see it over there and you see it over there. Well, that's when we're pulling our energy together as a universal whole. And all of these beautiful light workers and earth angels and higher energies and all of this stuff is all working together to manifest something greater. So there's a lot going on here, and just being able to, going back to beginning, because I'm all over the place. Sometimes I do a lot of channeling when I'm talking, And so sometimes you might notice things go up and down, fast, slow. Sometimes the voice and the pitch will change. Sometimes the energy of what's being shared will change. And that's in that fluctuation of resonant energy and the coming out and the going forward and backwards and moving all through it all. Because that's what we're here to do, move all through it all. You know, we're not here to just experience this or just what feels good. We're here to experience all of it. Because even in those moments when you're standing there and you feel, oh, what do I do? And it just feels like it's coming in, the storm is coming in, back to the beginning again we go. And you start. You got to start somewhere, and you're always starting over again. And you know, I say that and don't go, oh my gosh, we're always starting over again. Well, every day is brand new. And if you're always starting with a fresh day, then everything is always new. Granted, you got the old stuff hanging out, but you got that covered. You handled that already. You've done that the day before. You've already made your list. You've already got your manifestations in line. Your joy is focused and centered right where you need to go. And boom, it all falls into place. Everything will always just fall right into place. Normally, most of your traumatic moments are passing moments. And sometimes it might feel like they're lasting forever, but they're not. They are all passing moments. Some things are more difficult than others. We will not make light of those things that truly hurt your heart, because those are also big experiences to go through, and those are the testing moments. Those, not testing. Let's not try that, because we're not testing anyone. That's not testing. I say the word testing, and it feels like I've got a number 2 pencil in my hand, and I'm doing the FCATs, or the SATs, you know, those kind of things. I feel like that's what I'm doing. But no, we're not talking about testing in that manner. We're learning how to increase our vibration. We're learning how to rise higher than we've ever reached before. We're learning how to go through and to just break through ceilings and walls, and learning how to stand up and have a voice and to speak your truth. Because through your truth will be seen. Who you are, your truth, the truth of you. And that's what going through and sorting the chaos and drifting through the rubble and tossing it out and bringing it in, that's what it's all about. It's about learning how to be wholly you, fully, completely, wholly, truly, fantastically wonderful you. That's what it is. So sometimes we have to put things together, weed things out, and sit down, focus, and center. Breathe in and breathe out. Anchor and joy and love and compassion. Smile. Even if it's difficult, just smile. I love you guys so much. I'm going to close out of here, man. I didn't even expect to talk about 2 minutes, much less this long. So I got to get back to my work. Got a shower to paint. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Say everything in threes. I do. I do. I do. Anyway, it sounded like Dr. Seuss. So anyway, I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And namaste.